Hello mathematicians and welcome to Number Corner. For Number Corner today, we'll be using our number line to play a new game called Put It on the Line. You will need your whiteboard, marker, and an eraser to play. If you don't have a whiteboard and marker, a piece of paper and a pencil will work just fine. Pause the video now to get what you need. When we play Put It on the Line, we'll be using a game board that looks just like this. We will play this game, teacher versus students. We are going to take turns solving some problems that you see under these blue shades. When a team lifts a shade, they will solve the problem that's underneath and write the answer on the number line where it belongs. At the end of the game, each team will add up the numbers they have placed on the line. The team with the highest total wins. Before we get started, let's have a look at the number line that we'll be using. We will be using this number line that starts at 0 and ends at 1,000. Looking at this number line, I want you to think for a moment. What are we counting by? Think of how many boxes we have and where we want to end. What if I told you that the middle number was 500? Does that help you to see what we're counting by? If you're thinking that we're counting by 100, that's good thinking. If we started at 0 and counted 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, and kept going, we'd end at 1,000. Now let's have a look under one of the shades to see how we can place the numbers on the line. I'll start by taking the first turn. Everything I write on the line will be in red. I'm gonna pick this shade. Now, underneath, I see a problem of 150 plus 50. Here's where you need your whiteboards and markers to solve this problem. Take a moment to write it and solve it. You can pause the video if you need more time. Now when I see a problem like this, I like to break it up into smaller pieces. Well, I know that if I break up the number 150, I have 100 plus 2 50s, and I know 50 plus 50 equals another 100. So really I have 100 plus 100. Well, I know that that equals 200. Show a connection if that's the answer you got too. Show a connection if you used a different strategy than I used. Good thinking. Let's put 200 on our line. And I'm going to put it in red so I remember that goes towards my score. So I have 200 on my record sheet, and now it's your turn to pick one. I know you can't pick one because of how we're learning this year, but I'll pick one for you. How about we solve this one? Okay, this is a subtraction problem. Take a moment to write this problem on your whiteboards and solve it. All right, let's solve it together and see if we got the same answer. Well, if I'm starting with 1,000, I can kind of imagine jumping backwards on a number line. I already know that I'm counting by hundreds on my line up here. So if I'm at 100 and I take one jump backwards by 100, where do I land? If you're thinking I land on 900, that's good thinking. 1,000, just like we have on our number line, minus 100 is 900. Let's put that on the line in blue. If you used a different strategy and still got the same answer of 900, good thinking. My turn again. I'm going to pick this one. This is a story problem. Sarah made cookies for the bake sale. She has 10 plates. Each plate has 10 cookies on it. How many cookies in all? Write this problem on your whiteboard and solve it. You can pause the video if you need more time. For a problem like this, I like to draw a picture to help me. So I know that Sarah has 10 plates. So I'm going to draw 10 circles to show my 10 plates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I know that each plate has 10 cookies on it because she told me in the problem. So I'll write 10 in the middle. You may have drawn a picture like this too. You may have used a different method. Well, now that I have my 10 cookies on my 10 plates, I'm going to count by 10 to put them all together. Starting at the top, I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Show a connection if you counted 100 cookies too. I'm going to fill that in on my number line. Now it's your turn again. Let's pick this one. All right, we have 500 plus 500. Well, I like to think about a problem like this, like it's a double. But I'll let you write it on your whiteboard and see if you can solve it on your own first. Now, I like to think about this problem like it's a double. I know if I had 5 plus 5, well, that would just be 10. So if I have 5 hundreds plus another 5 hundreds, that would be like having 10 hundreds. Another way we say 10 hundreds is to say 1,000. And we can see that 1,000 goes on our number line right here. Did you have the same answer I did? Show a connection if you have 1,000 as well. I'm going to put it in on our number line. Now we won't have time to solve all of the problems on this sheet today, but we can each solve one more. I'm going to pick this one. It's a subtraction problem. 750 minus 50. Write this on your whiteboard and solve it. Now, I like to think about a problem like this. In my hundreds, tens, and ones, I know that I have 7 hundreds in this problem. I also know that I have 5 tens and 0 ones. Well, if I'm looking at my 750, I'm only taking away 50. And if I take away all of my tens, I'm just left with 700. Show a connection if you are thinking the same thing. I'm going to fill that in red to show that that's my 700 points. Let me put that on my number line. All right, let's solve our last problem. Let's see if this is a good one for you. We have 550 minus 50. Write this on your whiteboard and solve it. Now with a problem like this, I like to think about, just like with this one over here, separating my hundreds, tens, and ones. I know that I have 5 hundreds and 5 tens and no ones. Really, all I'm doing is taking away my tens because I have 550 minus 50. I'm only subtracting my tens. So that leaves me with 500. Show a connection if you are thinking the same thing. Let's put that in on our number line. Now that we've each had 3 turns, let's add our scores together and see who won. Let's start with the scores in red for the teacher. I've written all my scores right over here. Write these scores on your whiteboard and let's add them up. Go ahead and add them up on your whiteboard. Now, I like to think of my hundreds kind of the same way I think of my ones. If I added 7 plus 2 plus 1, I'd have 10. If I have 7 hundreds plus 2 hundreds plus 100, I'd have 10 hundreds, or 1,000. My score is 1,000. I'll write it here in red so I remember. Let's add up your scores in blue. Now let's write those down and add them up on our whiteboards. Now when I'm solving a problem like this, I like to make it as easy as I can. I know that if I had 9 plus 5, I could borrow 1 from 5 to make it a 10. So if I have 9 hundreds and 5 hundreds, I can borrow 100 to have 900 plus 100 to have another 1,000. Well, then I just have 400 left. So really, I'm thinking about 2,000 because I add my 2,000s together plus 400 equals 2,400. Your score, I'll write it up here in blue, is 2,400. Who has the higher score, the teacher or the students? Congratulations, you're the winner. You have 2,400 points. Before we go, I want to let you know what your job will be in Seesaw. Your job today will be completing this number line. We already have most of it filled in. Let's quickly fill the rest in together by counting by 100. Count with me. We have 0, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000. You'll fill in your number line just like we did. And you're done for the day. Good work, mathematicians. I'll see you next time for Number Corner.